Sup everyone, Alex here in Tbilisi, Georgia. Just to let you know, there appears to be about 400 children outside making noise, and I've tried to restart this video over and over again, but let's just try and go with it this time. You're going to hear a few screams. This is what I like about Tbilisi. It's a very active town with lots of children and families and lots of kids making noise, but they're very loud in this part of the world. I'm not sure why, but whatever. Let's see if we can do this. So this video is for the driven, the ambitious amongst you, those who are trying hard with whatever business you're involved with. Maybe you have a side hustle, maybe you've got your own freelancing thing or your own coaching deal or your own little startup or something that's taking up a lot of your time, passion and energy, but you aren't making the progress that you have been expecting or wanting or aiming for. You've got goals, you've got targets, you're trying hard, you're putting in the work every day, but you feel like you're running along on a hamster wheel, you're not really getting anywhere, you're not getting the traction that you're looking for, you're not getting the results, you're not getting enough sales, you're just sort of stuck in one place, it feels like, and you're continually dealing with setbacks that seem to keep you in one place. I'm very aware of this dynamic. I've been through building my own businesses over the last decade. I've put together coaching businesses, I've run my own illustration business, I've run my own blogs, I've run my own print selling commission business, all kinds of things that have had to deal with these frustrations, this frustration of not feeling like you're making any ground. It feels like there's 1,000,001 other people competing against you. Life seems as if it's sort of set up to keep you down and back and not make any progress. I know, it sucks. But to cut to the chase, there are two key ideas that have helped me the most in all my ups and downs as an illustrator, as a coach, as a business person, as an entrepreneur. Two ideas that have helped me, I would say, the most out of all of them. There are obviously many other factors involved in pushing through, the resistance of life and actually seeing success and seeing traction in your business. There are two ideas that have really helped me. The first idea is in direct response to the fact, the reality that there's just a shitload of people out there all producing their own stuff. There's a lot of talent, there's a lot of great skill, there's a lot of people who are equally ambitious, if not much more ambitious and much more hardworking than you. This is the reality. Obviously, refining your product and narrowing down your target market, all that kind of stuff associated with marketing is going to help you be known more effectively depending on what you do. But the other thing that sort of blankets over all of this is the idea that you're just going to have to amp up your energy and your output and your sense of urgency in the actions you take. I think a lot of us, we take things for granted a little bit and we expect things to be a little bit easier than it actually is in reality. And unfortunately, there is a barrage of shit coming towards all of us in life, especially in business, especially if you want to make money through your own means. You're going to have to commit to the idea and embrace the idea that there's going to be a barrage of things that are going to be pushing you back. There's going to be a lot of competition, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of just people sharing crap on social media that you're going to have to stick your head above the rest through. Just like the noise here in my back garden here, it's insane. There's like 300 kids all making noise at the same time. I have to raise my voice to be seen in the same way that you have to find an unfair advantage. You've got to figure out a way to push through the barrage, the noise. And one of the best ideas for me has simply been to embrace the fact that you're going to have to act with more urgency. You're going to have to fill up your calendar with more stuff to do. You're going to have to commit to putting out more content and enjoy that process as much as you can. If you have committed to a passion project or a business that you enjoy, you're going to have to figure out a way to enjoy the fact that you have to be prolific. You have to put stuff out every day, a lot of stuff. You have to think like Picasso. Even Picasso, when he was in his throes of being uber successful, he never slowed his pace down, and that was back then when there weren't that many artists competing. So realize that you're going to have to act on whatever it is you're doing, take more action, commit to a philosophy that embraces urgency and volume. It's not just about quality, I'm afraid. Quality is a given. Everyone is making good stuff, at least for the most part. So I know that you have it covered, that you're creating good stuff and quality things, and obviously that's going to improve with time. And of course that will improve with time with the quantity. So embrace the fact that you're going to have to sort of 10x your output, 10x your time and energy and focus spent on the work and putting it out there and getting it marketed and all the other stuff. You have to think big here. And unfortunately, life is such that there is just so much coming at you that the only way to succeed, or at least one of the big ways to succeed and to get an unfair advantage, is to outwork the competition. Not necessarily through just busy work. Try and be as strategic as you can, but ultimately if you didn't have to think too much about this stuff, just do more. Be urgent, put out volume. Don't expect to see huge results until you've put out lots and lots and lots of individual pieces of content or ads or whatever it is that's supporting your business. So that's the number one idea that's really helped me. When I started committing to just being prolific and being uber productive, even if I didn't feel like it, I found that the momentum picked me up in such a way that I was able to actually do more stuff and push through that torrent. So I always think of life as a sort of torrent that's coming towards me. So I'm standing in a river here, and if I stand still, if I kind of act like everyone else, I'm going to be pushed back. If I walk forward at a gentle pace, I'm putting in the effort, I'm ambitious, I'm aiming forward, but I'm still facing that torrent, I'm going to be static, I'm never going to move. But if I start to really push forward with extra exertion in the way that I'm talking about with you guys, so more urgency, fill up your calendar, be prolific, be really productive, and just sort of be a maniac. You have to commit to being a bit of a maniac in this. Then you're going to start making ground, you're going to start pushing through that oncoming torrent. So that's been one really useful idea. The other one for me is the idea that you just have to do more hard stuff. What do I mean by doing more hard stuff? I think a lot of our minds, especially in the modern comfortable world, they are too soft. That's the reality of it. A lot of us are just simply too soft, and it means that whenever life throws a challenge our way, or there's a setback, or something uncomfortable happens to us, or we have to deal with losing time on a project, or something comes up to distract us and we sort of fall back, we aren't mentally able to cope with just getting through that and staying positive. And we allow ourselves to absorb into our own thoughts and to ruminate and to worry and to get angry and to get frustrated. Whereas if we had a more calloused, hardened mind, which a lot of the guys who are in the upper echelons of success have already developed, then you will find that you'll be able to push through, smash through setbacks, smash through oncoming obstacles with more ease. And we just have to commit to a new strategy. So if you, over the last however long it's been, have been committing to just working on the stuff that you enjoy and avoiding the stuff that you don't enjoy, you're going to have a soft mind. You're not going to continually build up this baseline of strength that comes through embracing challenge and taking on fearful things and just being more courageous in general. So it's a tricky one, but in a nutshell, it's about taking on hard things more and incorporating challenge more into your business. Ever since I moved away from hiding away in my room and working on things that I loved to do and avoided all the other hard stuff, my business changed in a dramatic way. As soon as I started committing to taking courageous action to do things, I started to elevate myself above the rest, above the crowd. And again, it's a case of dealing with that crowd around you. I think one of the biggest challenges for anyone who's running their own thing or running a business is dealing with just the sheer amount of people around you. You have to find a way to elevate yourself. And so obviously the first way is just action, being more productive, being more prolific, getting your head out above the crowd and outworking everyone else. And then this way, which is to courage everyone else. Do things that others refuse to do through taking courageous action, and continually being biased towards taking actions that are a little bit out of your comfort zone, that harden your mind. So for example, before I started my coaching business, I was floundering, I wasn't getting in enough clients, I wasn't being paid enough, I was really suffering with the bills and sort of floating around the red line. And then I got a massive tax bill and I was completely screwed, and I had to find about $10,000 within 2 weeks, otherwise I'd have to pay fines on my tax bill. This was when I was living in Vietnam a few years ago. And so I had to think fast, and I realized I've got to take some courage here. I have to do what I've been avoiding for so long, which is to approach clients and speak to them and try and start effectively doing one-to-one coaching, which I was terrified about because I had social anxiety and social fears, and I didn't feel confident enough in myself. And because I was right up against it, I realized I had to do something about it. So I became a coach pretty quickly and started taking on clients through the fear of it all, which is I think what most of us leave until it's too late. The best way to prepare for oncoming challenges and the best way to deal with the barrage of life that holds yourself and your business down is to take on challenges and to do more hard things before they come to you automatically. You will deal with various battles through your life and through your business. They are inevitable. They are coming your way. So rather than being reactive and sort of building strength through constantly taking the hits, which is going to slow you down, go out into the world and go out doing business in such a way that it's going to continually challenge you, and it's going to continually take uncomfortable, shit scary challenges and courage. That's the way to start hardening yourself and being prepared before life owns you. So you want to do things to harden yourself to own life before life owns you. And of course, challenges will inevitably come along anyway through reality, the traumas of life and everything else. There are going to be hardships. But when you have already been taking tons of action and courageous action to harden yourself, harden your mind, you're going to be in a much better place to deal with those setbacks, and you'll be able to sort of sidestep them rather than be held back for days and weeks so that you don't move anywhere. So hardening your mind and taking urgent, more voluminous action in the face of fear, in the face of challenge. Those are the two really important things that have helped me start seeing results in my business, start seeing traction, start seeing people responding. There are many other things, many other aspects to running a good business, obviously, which I'll expand on in other videos. But I hope those two, sort of as a baseline, as a foundation, help you. This is specifically for you guys who are ambitious. The alternative, of course, would be to live in a monastery on the top of a mountain, avoiding the challenges and the hardships of life. But of course, after a few weeks, you might get bored. So we kind of have no choice, no other option but to take on the challenges of life. Be hard, motherfuckers. Take on action. Bring it on. Be a warrior about it. So hope that helped. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and I will see you in the next video.